What is up, guys? Euclid back here with you again. I just looked last night, actually a couple nights ago, and I just wasn't realizing it because the ladder was climbing so slowly, but I'm pretty happy to say that we are now at 500 subscribers. We are halfway to 1K. Now, that's kind of like the slogan I'm going to be using for the next 500 subs if we're lucky enough to get that far. But I'm going to keep it into the tradition, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a second too. But I just wanted to put out a video there, even though it's just another 100, and even though it might seem a little repetitive, I'm not going to let it go, let it, not be said that I'm appreciative of everything that's been going on and all the support, obviously, that I've had so far. So when I saw it go to 500, a new realization came to me. Another amount of the same amount, and I'll be to 1,000, and then so on and so forth. So as far as that goes, I got really excited. My roommates were both here. They even had a friend over that I don't get to see often. We got to see, and they all walked in and were wondering why I was so excited, and showed them, and everybody would just kind of, is like seeing almost a wake-up call. Also, a shout-out, I won't mention your name, but a guy that I actually went to high school with, I just told him about the news last night, and he's been really supportive of my videos as well. So you know who you are. Appreciate the support, dude, and let's hope that this channel continues to grow. But it can only grow if I'm putting out stuff out there that you guys want to watch. And obviously my content's not going to be daily, not always. This summer I might be able to do more, but as far as now goes, school's finishing up, we've got finals soon, and I've just been kind of busy. So as far as that goes, though, that's the boring stuff out of the way. Appreciation videos. I plan to do a thank you video for every 100 that I get up to 1,000, and then I might change it up to maybe 1,500 to 2,000. It just depends on the growth of the channel. I like to have checkpoints where I stop and I talk to you guys. Checkpoints where I stop talking about the games a lot, mostly where I'm just talking to you guys, and that's something that I'd like to do. When talking about the growth of the channel, it's like the road so far. It's kind of like a checkpoint that we sit and we get to sit here and kind of like talk about, or you guys get to hear me ramble as per my usual, amount of speaking, my style of speaking. But I don't like to be organized. I've actually got bullets in front of me, so you guys should be proud. There's only 3 of them, so I can kind of spread those thin and talk about those a little bit. Humble beginnings. Just like a brand new game on a Total War, campaign. Starting from humble beginnings. When it's small, it's easier to manage, it's easier to deal with, and I have a feeling I'll be like that for a while, if not, indefinitely for the most part. I'm not putting myself down, but staying humble, I think, is the key to it. I had one guy comment, and I don't like to call out names because not everybody likes that, but he says that he likes that I was less, more chill and less bombastic in your face. This is something I do on my free time. A lot of the times when I'm just playing games for fun, I'm recording it and I'm talking to you guys because that's a big majority of the time that I have to do it. So, as far as being chill goes, thank you, by the way. I like to think that, I'm doing this as a hobby. It is my hobby. Gaming is my biggest hobby. So if I'm doing this with you guys, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm being sponsored by people when I'm not. And not that that's a bad thing to be, but the point is that this is my start. My start. 500 subscribers. Halfway to 1K. Thank you guys. And it's just seeing the number, it was actually at 501, and I kind of got a little bit more gained when I started, and I'm going to give a shout out to these guys, when I started putting up some videos of gameplay for Sins of the Prophets. And if you guys haven't heard about it, feel free to check that out in my previous videos. I've got a playlist for it, and I plan to do, I think, one of those today, but we will see if I have the time. As far as videos and everything go like that, I like to do a little bit of everything. My least popular genre, I want to talk about that. Not genre, but my least popular playlist would be my indie horror playlist. Now, there's a handful of you that still watch those, and that is enough to justify it. My friend that I mentioned earlier told me that he was more so into my Halo videos. Well, those are the ones that do the best, and I'm okay with that. The Halo community is, you guys are awesome. You realize how big of a sleeping giant that the Halo community is when you make one little video, you just put a few tags in it, and suddenly you look the next day and you've got over 250 views. Now, for a big person, a really successful YouTuber, it's good, but it's whatever. For me, that's a huge deal. To see that growth in the video, to see that growth in the number of views and the likes, and the majority of them are likes, and there's almost no dislikes. But dislikes, sometimes are there for a reason. You know, you got somebody that's putting out material there that's kind of generic and every other day, and somebody told me to do it like Frankie on PC, where it's quality over quantity. Well, I like to think that sometimes I do a little bit of both, because admittingly, sometimes I'm just putting up episodes of me playing a game and talking about it, like Alien Isolation, or Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, which I just completed, but I plan to do the DLC probably in the future. And the only reason for that is because it was more of an experiment as far as the Ender horror playthroughs. I'm not like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye or PewDiePie, and they've earned where they're at, obviously. And I think the main reason that I'm sitting here talking about this now and like telling you guys as far as the earning goes is because, as a small shout out to the guy, I don't watch him as often, but every now and then when I see another horror playthrough come up, I still watch Markiplier. And he put out a video, and I remember him saying, you have to earn it. And you do. And I have believed that so far I've kind of kicked and scratched and scraped for every subscriber I have. And it's thanks to you, my handful, my first 500. Take a little reference from the Elder Scrolls Skyrim. But my first 500, and it feels like I've got a small army behind me. And that support is enough to motivate you. I feel like being a full-time YouTuber, as far as other people go, would be a lot of stress, because you're kind of pressured to put out videos. But I don't think a video or two a day is always necessary. I think a video every 2 days would be doable easily, because you could edit it and then live your life. I think that there's such thing as too much, and that's more directed towards Matthew Santoro, who I think is a very energetic YouTuber, and I watch him because his videos are entertaining, but I feel like the guy deserves kind of a break, and needs to, or he's going to burn himself out. So that's just a little bit of rambling, what I think about my, the YouTubers that I look up to, obviously. But yeah, Markiplier said you have to earn it, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do now, is I'm slowly taking my time. I'm not asking people to subscribe to me. That is something I will not do. I've had people, and it's nothing against them, but just other YouTubers about my size or smaller, or some bigger. There was a guy who was around 300 subs who asked me to check out his channel and recommend him and share his channel and stuff like that. And I checked, and he hadn't even subbed to me. I don't want him to sub to me or expect him to sub to me, but the problem I have with that is he's spamming to get subscribers, and that's not how you do it. You put your material out there, you let it age like fine wine, and if people like it, they'll eventually start picking it up. Eventually your subs will grow, and eventually people will come to you. And as somebody who only has 500 subscribers, trust me, I've seen the patterns in growth. With Halo 2's release was my biggest growth spurt. I was doing good. My revenue was like, and obviously not to the point of even coming close to making me, make this a career, but it was jumping, and it was just nice to see that growth. And when these small YouTubers would ask me for support and stuff like that, oh yeah, I'd share and stuff, and I've seen a few of them grow more than me, but they also didn't stay with what they originally said they were going to stay with. For a while, I wasn't doing what I had promised, and I need to re-mention that now. I need to bring that up again, which is why I'm going to tell you guys that despite the fact that I've had a few things here and there, I've had some kind of, I would say, sleazy content creators, not the ones that work hard or the ones that ask for help, or, but just the ones that, I guess I'm rambling, but the point is, I think you should earn everything you have on here. And that's why I think you should talk to the fans. I mean, obviously I'm not going to talk to all 500 of you, and not all of you are going to watch my videos, and I'm okay with that. I don't expect 500 views out of every video I have. But what I do expect is there to be growth as long as I stay humble. And I think that that's a big, important part of, being a content creator. Being an employee of Google, essentially, of YouTube, which is owned by Google. And I think that you need to earn it. It takes a long time to get there. But if you make it fun, if you just be a little optimistic, if you just reverse that pessimism, you reverse that pessimism, and you take that and you just kind of turn it around. And I was able to do that because it was rewarding. I get to talk to these people from across the world who really don't know me that well. And if you guys want to get to know me better, all you got to do is ask. I haven't had many people ask questions like that, but if you do, you want a tour of the house, a tour of this small studio, Whatever you guys want, put it in the comments of this video. Tell me what you guys want. Tell me exactly what it is you want from my channel, what you think I'm best at, and what you think I should predominantly stay at. I'm still going to do little things like the expansions for Alien Isolation. If there's an Alien Isolation 2 in the future, I'll do it. Newer Resident Evils, I like indie horror. And if I can create some content whilst playing some games, even if it's not super popular, only gets like 4 to 5 views, I'm still going to do it because it makes my time more worth it, and it's just me having fun. Like, I'm not sitting here trying to impress anybody. Obviously, I'm not impressing anybody. Whether it be somebody not wanting to hear my southern accent would rather hear something a little more urban or clean, or somebody wanting to hear somebody who's like more energetic. I try to stay in a good medium. I'll stay fast-paced. I'll try to get everything out there, and I'll try to talk about everything that I want to talk about because it's my channel. But the point of having a YouTube channel is to, of course, appease your fans. Like my first 500 that I like. I'm going to call it that. It's pretty cool. But it's not just that. It should also be about pleasing yourself. And if you're the YouTuber, the gamer, the streamer, the commentator, whatever you are, you should enjoy it too. Never let a job like this become a 9 to 5. I won't. There's no way in hell I'll do that. So, guys, I know I was rambling, but I want to go over a couple more things. Number one, I've seen a difference in the way I act in the videos, and I try not to look away from the camera like this, but it's kind of like, feels like I'm almost like when you click off of an arcade shooter just to reload your gun. I'm just getting ready again. I know that's kind of random and weird. Can't help that. That's just, it's how I kind of brace myself to talk to you guys again, and I feel like a message should be sent. If I'm going to convey my personality in a true way, then I need to do it as fluently and as, you know, transparently as I can. And with this channel, our first 500, I like seeing growth and everything else, but I also like knowing that I can always come back to it whenever I have time. There's no hurry. So that goes back to my point earlier, humble beginnings. This is why humble beginnings are so good. Now my number 2 point. I'm always digressing, but I actually remember to go back to this. I'm grateful. And to see growth, as small or as big as it is, means that somebody who didn't even know me or owe me the time still gave me the time. And that's a bigger deal than a lot of people make it out to be. And I didn't think that I would create content that really anybody would want to watch. And that's, a lot of people say that, but I'm starting to understand what they mean. You're nervous. You're putting your face in front of a camera, or even your voice is nervous, or people doing face reveals. That's got to be nerve-wracking when you got a reputation, but nobody knows what you look like. I chose to get that out of the way early. I want you guys to see who the goofy guy is behind the camera right away. It's nerve-wracking, but to do it, and I see mostly good content. I'm so proud of a few things. For example, I'm so proud of my first video with I don't know what convinced me to do it, but after I built this amazing PC that I didn't know much about until I spent a year reading and learning and watching, and then finally built my own gaming PC, my powerful NZXT H440, my baby, essentially. And it just knew I wanted to make content, and then I knew I wanted to start this as a hobby just to see where it goes. But no, it's nice to see this kind of change and nice to see this kind of growth. And I'm just grateful, guys, and I'm not going to stop telling you that. I might start telling you that less often because we know Euclid. But you need to know, and it needs to be said again and again from time to time because nobody deserves to feel like they've been forgotten. I try to answer everybody's comments. Humble beginnings. It's easy to do that right now. So if you ever got a question or something, post it. Post it on there. You can always message me on Twitter. I answer. I answer often. You can ask anybody. I talk to people. Even on Facebook, I message people back quite often. I spent a while just showing a guy how to equip Quickie Baby mods to his World of Tanks, and he didn't even know about my channel. I just met him on World of Tanks, but I spent time on my Facebook Euclid Gamer channel just giving him tips and stuff. I mean, I'm easy to get a hold of now. So if you got any questions about anything revolving around my channel or me, ask me now. Because if I were ever to get big, it doesn't matter. It's a hobby. But if I were, and I can answer less often in the future, I'm going to try my best, but I can't promise anything because life might be getting busier in the next few months. One last thing. I will be moving in August, and a part of me really doesn't want to. I don't really want to leave because this place, I lived in it with 2 of my coworkers, 2 of my best friends, and we came together, and I hope that my friend, I'm not going to mention his name specifically, doesn't mind. We came together because of some really unfortunate news that one of my roommates received, and because of that, we had to come together to make sure that we all were cohesed. He had a place to live temporarily while he regained his ground, and now he's back and stronger than ever. And not only is he stronger than ever, but he's doing better. He's found a lovely lady, and all in all, him and his family are doing good. And I just wanted to kind of give a subtle but still verbal shout out to him. I love you, man, and I hope that everything in the future, works out for you. And I know it will, because we're staying in touch. We promised. As for my other roommate, he doesn't mention much, and I know he doesn't have a lot to say about himself, but he's actually in a woodworking program. Dude is so smart, it's scary, and he's just so unaware of it, it's not even funny. He's good. He made my desk that my computer's on right now, and although he's so freaking out about the paint that's on it, he just, it's so sturdy but simple. It's industrial, yet it's just everything about it's just what I needed, and it's black. I love black. The fact that I'm wearing this white shirt right now just shows that I'm in a decent mood, because I just got over being sick. But just as a shout out to my two roommates, I love the hell out of you both. I know we don't say it much, but when we moved into here, I just plan on putting my computer in my bedroom, and they both look at me and say, "We got a 4th bedroom. Make it your studio." So I did. And I'll have another studio in my new house, because I'll actually be moving in with my girlfriend. One of my roommates is moving in with his new lady, and me and my girlfriend of come 3 years in August are moving into our own place. So I'll be doing videos and might even try vlogs, but we'll see. We'll see how adventurous I get, just to show the move and how everything changes, and goodbye and farewell videos. So I know this video was kind of long, but I just had a lot to kind of get out there. I'm grateful for you, my first 500. It's just nice to see it grow. Guys, it's nice to know that my time is not wasted effort. To know that there's so many like-minded people out there makes me feel warm. And it's nice to have that. But not quite as warm as coffee, because coffee is the essence of the gods, the nectar of the gods. But we'll move on to something else. Shout out to my roommates. We're all going to be fine, and we're all going to keep in touch. And eventually, one of you is going to be in the Virgin Islands making exotic furniture, and the other one's going to be a nurse making bank. And hopefully I'll figure something out, because I'm going to school right now for computer science. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, guys, there's not much else to say. Humble beginnings, the road so far. It's not been very long. I've had my channel around a year or so. I can't really remember. But I'm so proud of my first video, because even now it has 0 dislikes. And that might change. Somebody might be like, well, we'll see about that. And it's whatever. I don't care. But it's like around 120 or something like that likes. And it was the first video I made. I was nervous as shit, and I didn't know how well it was going to do. But it was, if you guys are familiar, I'll put a link to that video in the description, and it'll be after this video ends. I'll go ahead and put it in one of the, not the annotations, but the video quick cards or whatever, and I'll make sure to have it there for you. It's a reaction video back when I was actually doing reactions to the 2016 E3 Halo Wars 2 trailer, and yeah, it was a big deal for me. I think it helped kind of get me started a little bit. So, guys, I'll have more news for you when we get closer to 1,000 subscribers, but I can't tell you now. What I can tell you is that a lot of things are going to be changing. I'm going to make subtle changes to my YouTube name. I'm going to be making subtle changes to the way I handle my videos, and I'm going to try and actually make a schedule. And I'm actually going to give credit to one of my favorite YouTubers, the Mighty Jingles. He organizes things. He has Casual Saturday, Mingles with Jingles, and sometimes he just posts random videos, Why You Have to Be Mad. And that's just a shout out to you, Jingles. You are so relaxed, and to you, Quickie Baby, for being kind of like his more pro gamer protege. Not that I'm insulting Jingles, but Jingles is the more relaxed reviewer, and Quickie is the one that's more of a pro player, Ace Tinker gameplay. And they were actually both the inspiration for my Average Tinker gameplay videos. It's kind of like a spoof, just me and 2 of my buddies and what we actually talk about when we're playing the game. From being pissed, to excited, to just downright depressed, because it's like Counter-Strike in the way that it can depress you and make you go crazy. So, enough about that. I've already mentioned the people that have helped me get started, and the same shout out goes to the Halo YouTubers that I mentioned previously. I'm not going to mention it again, but you guys have been very supportive, especially on Twitter, just with your comments and your conversation. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. So thank you guys to my original first 500. thank you to my small army, the army of Euclid. Guys, I'm Euclid Gamer, and I'll see you all in the next video. See ya.